Hey everyone, if you love books and the idea of working in education, then you are in exactly the right spot. We're about to break down a massive opportunity for school librarians in India coming up in 2025. You're not going to want to miss this. Seriously, have you ever pictured yourself right at the heart of a school, building this amazing world of books and knowledge for the next generation? Well, listen up, because that dream might be a whole lot closer than you think. Why? Because we are talking about 281. That's right. 281 librarian jobs that are opening up. This isn't just a handful of positions. We're talking a huge chance to kickstart or level up your career in two of the most prestigious school networks in the entire country. And those two networks are, of course, the Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, you probably know it as KVS, and the Navodaya Vidyalaya Samiti, or NVS. I mean, these are the big leagues. Both are top-tier organizations running right under the Ministry of Education. Getting a job with either KVS or NVS is, frankly, a game changer for your career. But here's the thing. They offer really different work environments. So let's get into the nitty-gritty, and you can figure out which one is the perfect fit for you. All right, so the big question, KVS or NVS? Look, both are fantastic options, but what's right for you really depends on your lifestyle and what you're looking for in a job. So let's break it all down. Okay, so this is where you really see the difference. KVS is huge, right? Almost 1,300 schools all over India. And they're day schools. So think a typical school day, a more standard schedule. But NVS? That's a whole different world. They're mainly in rural areas, and they are fully residential. This is key. It means you, as the librarian, would live on campus. You're not just there from 9 to 5. You become a part of the students' lives, helping with evening study, being a mentor. You're woven into the very fabric of the school community. It's a completely immersive role. So first up, let's look at KVS. They've got a total of 147 librarian spots open. And here's the breakdown by category. 61 seats are unreserved. You've got 39 for OBC, 22 for SC, 11 for ST, and 14 for EWS. So you can see exactly where the opportunities are for your category. And now for NVS. They're looking for 134 people for what they call the TGT library post. The numbers are actually pretty close to KVS, which is interesting. You've got 55 for unreserved, 36 for OBC, 20 for SC, 10 for ST, and 13 for EWS. Seeing these two side by side should really help you think about where you want to focus your energy. Okay, so you've seen the vacancies. Now for the million-dollar question, are you eligible? Let's run through the must-haves. So the basics are pretty simple. First, you need a bachelor's degree in either library science or library and information science, and you've got to have at least 50% marks. Next, you need to be able to work in both Hindi and English. And finally, you have to be comfortable with computers. I mean, that's a no-brainer for any librarian these days, right? Now, what about age? The upper limit is 35 years old, and that's as of the final application date. But, and this is a big but, don't stop listening if you're over 35, because there's a really important exception coming up. Okay, this is huge. There is a 10-year age relaxation for all women candidates. Let me say that again, 10 years. It doesn't matter what category you're in. This pushes the upper age limit all the way to 45 for women. This is an absolutely fantastic opportunity, especially for so many talented women who might have taken a break from their careers. And let's not forget the pay. We're talking about a level 7 pay scale here, which ranges from about $44,900 all the way up to $1,42,400. So yeah, it's not just a fulfilling job. It's also really good for your wallet. Okay, so let's say you're eligible, you're excited, and you're ready to go. What's the actual process like? Let's map out the whole journey from the day you apply to the day you get the job. It's basically a 4-step journey. First, there's a Tier 1 exam. Think of this as a screening test. You just need to qualify. Pass that, and you're on to the main event, the Tier 2 exam. This is where they test your real subject knowledge. After that, you've got the interview, and finally, all those scores get put together to create the final merit list. Now, this is probably the most important part for your prep strategy, so listen closely. The Tier 1 exam, it doesn't count for your final score. It's just to get you to the next round. The final selection, the thing that actually gets you the job, is based on 2 things. Your Tier 2 exam, which is worth a whopping 85%, and your interview, which is the other 15%. So what does that tell you? Your number 1 focus has to be mastering your subject for that Tier 2 paper. That's where the battle is won. All right, feeling ready to jump in? Let's get down to the brass tacks. How to apply, and more importantly, when. You know what they say, timing is everything. Okay, get your calendars out. Registration opens at 10 in the morning on November 14th, and it slams shut at 11:50 p.m. on December 4th. The deadline for paying the fee is the exact same time, and trust me on this, do not wait until the last day. You just don't want to deal with website crashes or payment issues. Now for the fees. If you're in the General, EWS, or OBC category, the total cost is 2,000 rupees. That's a 1,500 rupee exam fee plus a 500 rupee processing fee. Now for candidates in the SC, ST, PWBD, and ex-serviceman categories, there's good news. The 1,500 rupee exam fee is completely waived, but you do still have to pay that 500 rupee processing fee. That part is for everyone. So that's the whole story. Your complete guide to the 2025 KVS and NVS Librarian recruitment. It's a massive opportunity, and now you know exactly what the path looks like. The only real question left to ask is, could this be your next chapter?